Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Oh my gosh. So let me tell you, I was wanting to do a video over here today talking about all the questions that I have in the world, right? And I was like, I want to do this video out somewhere in nature. And so I started driving around because I was like, I don't want to go to Richie Woods because Richie Woods is far away and it's getting dark outside. And so I was like, where is there just like a little park or something? And you know what? Let me just tell you. Here I am in this strip mall, okay? Across the street is a mall. And I'm just like, it's just mall after mall after mall. And you know what? It's not even something that I think about on a regular basis. And I was like, we are surrounded by strip malls and new housing additions being put up left and right. And I was like, there's literally nowhere for me to go and not be in a strip mall. And then I was like, I was driving over this bridge. Over here, do you guys see this bridge? Okay, so I was driving over this bridge and I was like, well, I'm gonna come over here behind the strip mall, behind the strip mall, and I am going to film outside here where it's nice. And I'll probably, I don't know, be killed by a serial killer or something out here. But I just think that's kind of sad, isn't it? That there's not really any place for us to go where you can't get away from, I mean, unless you're like way out there. At least where I live. The river is pretty, isn't it? I've actually never walked down here before. I have lived in this vicinity the majority of my life, and I have never, ever, ever walked down here before. Why am I thinking to myself, what if I came down here and like found something I don't want to find? Yeah, like a body or something. It's actually really peaceful down here. I love that old bridge. It's been up there forever. Weirdly enough, I do kind of see something floating in the water over there. And it's creeping me out a little bit. So I'm like, okay, we'll go the other way. We'll go back up here. We'll go up here to talk. So, am I the strangest person in the world, or do I just think of weird things, right? So, I have been looking up at the birds flying south for the winter lately. I am super fascinated by birds. I don't really have any desire to own a bird as a pet. I don't pass judgment on anybody that does. I just kind of feel like birds should be free. It's just my personal thing. Coming out of the woods. Look. Somebody left a walking stick on this rock. So anyway, I'm gonna walk over here and put you guys on top of this utility box. Look, there's a little path that goes down over here. I think that's a scary path. I don't think I want to take that path. Is this wet? No. Okay. So, like I said, I have been wondering why some birds don't fly south for the winter, okay? But let me tell you what keeps on happening to me. Every time I Google search, I love the Google, okay? Like, I know that sounds so corny, but when I tell people that, they think I'm being funny, but like, no, seriously, like, I really do love the Google, because when I was growing up, we had the Encyclopedia Britannica, right? Which you couldn't just look up anything and be like, why, you know, I mean, I'm sure, maybe, like, some people bought like the whole thing and had it in their house, and then other times it was like in your school library, you know, you do a paper and you have to look it up. But I'm sure birds flying south for the winter was in there. But I want like concise opinions, articles, things like that. So what was so funny though was that when I started Googling why do some birds fly south for the, why do some birds not fly south for the winter, what pulled up was the first 4 search. Now I have cleared my cache, I've cleared my cookies and everything, okay? And the first 4 things that pull up, I guess these are the most popular ones, are why is the sky blue, why women kill, and why is my poop green? If your poop is green, you have problems. You need to call the doctor. You're probably sick. And women killing? Oh my God, Eileen Warnos. Thanks a lot, society. And why is the sky blue? Well, let's find out. I don't know that I really know. I think I heard one time it was like a reflection off of the ozone or something. The sky is blue due to a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering. The scattering refers to the scattering of electromagnetic radiation. I don't still understand it, I guess, of which people think I'm smart. I'm not really that smart. I don't really get stuff like this. Of light is a form by particles of a much smaller wavelength. These shorter wavelengths compared to blue hues, hence why when we look at the sky, we see it as blue. Now you know. Okay, what was the other one? Hold on a second. Okay. Why do birds suddenly appear every time? Okay, why? Should we see why women kill? Okay. Oh, it's a TV show. A darkly comedic drama detailing the lives of 3 women living in 3 different decades. Okay. I haven't heard of that, I don't think. Okay, here, each time I'm going out and I'm clearing my cache. My cache. Don't call it your cache, it's your cache. Okay. Why is my poop green? Food may be moving through the large intestine too quickly, such as do you remember that what was it? North Carolina, I think, South Carolina, she said countries such as. Food may be moving through the large intestine too quickly, such as due to diarrhea. As a result, bile doesn't have time to break down completely. Green leafy vegetables, green food coloring such as in flavor, such as. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay. So years ago in the Miss USA pageant, they asked this one contestant, I think she was from North Carolina or South Carolina, you can put in Miss USA pageant such as, and it'll pull up this video, and she's talking about education, and she says in other countries such as, and she lists places that aren't countries, okay? So anyway, now we know those 3 things, but what I want to know is, and I did look it up the other day, why do, hold on a second, why do some birds not fly south for the winter? And I think it's because some of them eat food that's like up on the north side. Up on the north side of Indianapolis, where there is no parks, and there is this river that goes through, okay, but there's not really, you know. Whether or not a bird flies south for the winter depends a lot on what food the species eats. During our winters, many food sources such as flying insects and nectar are not available. Species that depend on these food sources must fly south to survive. But you know what I really want to know? And I Googled this, and there's these very expert answers to all of this. I'm like wondering, do animals like talk to each other? Like when birds are flying in that group, I don't want to know, like, yes, you know, they look at each other and wink and all that kind of stuff. But do like birds when they're flying, do you guys not, am I so weird? Am I the only one? Do you not wonder things like this? Like when birds are like flying in that V formation, you know? Do they, not Z formation, but V formation. Do they like say, oh my God, Gertrude, you know, what did you think of that nectar last night? It was kind of salty. It was a little salty. You know, my Aunt Judy, she can get some nectar like nobody's business. You know, she always brings it to the pigeons. I mean, what kind of conversations are these birds having? You know, is Sally's like, oh my God, I have such a crush on that John bird that's over there, you know, and whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Like, anyway, I just have so many questions. All day long, that's all I have. Questions. Questions, and more questions. This is my life. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.